Good morning everyone! Welcome to science class, where learning is fun. So for our today's lesson, importance of 5 R's in waste management. So what are the 5 R's? It is reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, and repair. I am Ma'am Mari Carvico, your teacher for today. So are you ready to listen and learn? Before we proceed to our lesson, let me give you our lesson objectives. Recognize the importance of recycle, reduce, reuse, recover, and repair, which is the 5 R's in waste management. Practice 5 R's strategy to minimize waste. The focus of 5R waste management is to promote a clean and healthful environment, transform garbage into something useful. Example, use cooking oil to fuel through recycling, making the earth free from any garbage of waste material or zero waste. The ultimate goal of the 5R waste management is to free planet Earth from any kind of garbage. As equation rendered to us zero waste. Do you want to make Mother Earth free from any kind of garbage? I hope you will answer yes at the end of this video. Now, analyze the pictures below. What do you think the pictures tell us? Did you see a bottle? A scrap materials? What do you think this? Yes, they are materials that can be recycled. Now, let's start our discussion with the first R, which is recycled. So what is recycle? It means to use the material again in another way or for another purpose. Reduction of the amount of solid waste can be achieved most successfully through recycling programs. There must be intensive campaigns to encourage increased household participation in waste recycling. Here are the examples of waste materials that have been recycled. There are different ways of recycling waste. Number 1, waste metals can be sold as scrap. This can be melted and reformed. Number 2, glass is first separated by color, green, amber, and clear, before it can be melted, reformed, and reused. Certain kinds of plastic soda bottles can be shredded and reformed as fiber to be used as fiber fill. And for number 4, paper is recycled by de-inking, shredding, and repulping. They can be used as clean paper again, and then remade. Waste can be segregated in 2 portions, recyclable and non-recyclable waste. Here are the benefits of recycle. Recycling reduces the need for landfilling and incineration. It prevents pollution. It saves energy. It decreases emissions of greenhouse gases that contribute to global climate change. It conserves natural resources. It helps sustain the environment for future generations. Now, let us discuss the second R, which is reuse. So, what is reuse? It is a way of using again the item or materials. It means to find another use for materials that has already been used or that have already served its purpose. Here are the materials that can be reused: eco bag and clothes. These are examples of everyday items that can be reused many times over and over again. Clothing, bedding, and towels. Newspaper, office paper, scrap paper. Paper and plastic bags, glass bottles and jars, plastic bottles, jugs, and containers. So these are the materials that can be reused again. Let's now go on with the third R, which is reduce. So what is reduce? It means to minimize waste. When you only use those resources that you need, you use fewer resources, and at the end, you throw away fewer things and therefore help to reduce the world's waste. In this way, you also contribute toward reducing. Here are the examples. You can buy rechargeable battery instead of disposable batteries for our gadgets. This way, we can minimize waste and save money at the same time. Buy products in bigger packs than those packed in small sachets. While doing the latter prevents excessive use of product. Such practice can increase production of non-biodegradable waste because more plastic sachets will be discarded. Here are the 5 simple ways to reduce plastic waste. Bring your own reusable shopping bags. Use a thermos at coffee shops. Choose paper over plastic whenever possible. Upcycle glass containers for food storage. Buy in bulk to reduce packaging waste. We are now on the fourth R, which is recover. So what is recover? It is a waste recovery involves getting materials or substances from garbage and having this process then reused. Examples of materials that can be recovered is, instead of buying a new ink cartridge for your printer, you can have it refilled with new ink in shop that provides these services. Do you know that resource recovery is the process in which a great bulk of solid waste in a community such as reusable metals, papers, plastic, and glass are brought back to the manufacturing companies for reusing or recycling. It usually requires less energy and causes less pollution. We are on the last R, which is repair. So what is repair? Some materials are deemed useless because they are broken or some of their parts are not functioning properly. To aid in waste management, have materials like this repaired instead of replacing them right away with new ones. Examples: when your clothes seem to be tighter, you can ask a sewer to adjust parts of your clothes instead of buying new ones. Another examples, if your shoes get worn out, you can ask for repaired or resolve it instead of buying new ones. Example of this form of waste management, in the same manner, when things that you use in your home get broken or busted, have them repaired or adjusted. These include faucets that have to be checked regularly for leaks. Do not think of immediately replacing these household items with new ones. Now, let's have an activity to assess your learning. For learning task number 1, direction, draw a heart if the material is recyclable and star if not. Number 1, tire. Number 2, plastic container. Number 3, use aluminum foil. Number 4, candy wrapper. Number 5, use diaper. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this task number 1. Okay, time's up. Let's now check your answer. 1, heart. Number 2, heart. Number 3, star. Number 4, heart. Number 5, star. I know every one of you answered it correct. Very good. For learning task number 2, problem. What are the ways of reusing clothes? What will you do to your old clothes to make it reusable? I'll give you 10 seconds to answer this. Okay, time's up. Here are some ways of reusing clothes. Number 1, you can resell the clothes. Number 2, donate clothes. Number 3, reinvent clothes or alter clothes. Let us have learning task number 3. Direction. Determine if the sentence describes a way to promote 5 R's of waste management. If it does, write reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, or repair on the line. If it does not, draw hyphen on the line. Number 1, old plastic bags used several times. Number 2, scrap of paper and old newspaper transformed into newsprint. Number 3, printer cartridge refilled with ink. Number 4, turning off faucets that are not being used. Number 5, parts from old cell phones used for repairing other phones. Number 6, resoling worn out school shoes. 7, metal scraps from fabricating shops transformed into metal sheets. Number 8, walking to go to nearby places. 9, changing the tires of bike bought few days ago. 10, sharing rides with family or friends who are going to the same place. Okay, let's now check your answer. Number 1, reuse. 2, recycle. 3, recover. Number 4, reduce. 5, recover. 6, repair. 7, recycle. 8, hyphen. 9, hyphen. 10, reduce. For learning task number 4, direction. Look at the pictures below. Think about what can be recycled. Put check on the pictures that can be recycled. Okay, let's check the answer. You are right. 4 of this picture in this set are recyclable. The can, the plastic container, and the milk container. How about on this set? Very good. 5 of the picture in this set are recyclable. Number 1 is the ball, 2 the tire, 3 box, 4 vase, 5 tissue. Now, let's have a short quiz on what have you learned. Direction. Read and analyze the question. Write only the letters of your answer. Number 1. Plastic is commonly used as soft drinks container. What material can you use as substitute for plastic? A. Empty cans, B. Empty plastic bottles, C. Old shoes, D. Scratch paper. Number 2. In his class, Mr. Lumbres told the students to reuse paper instead of throwing it in the bin. How will they do it? A. Make an origami, B. Use it as scratch paper in computing mathematical equation, C. Give it to your classmate, D. Never mind the advice of your teacher. Number 3. Some materials are normally useful even after serving its original purpose. What will you do to an empty canister at home? A. Place it inside the cabinet, B. Burn it, C. Use it instead of plastic to place your meal for lunch, D. Make a trash bin out of it. Number 4. You have a lot of small dresses in your cabinet. You have noticed that your playmate use old clothing. Is it right to share the clothes that you are not using? A. Yes, because he is my friend. B. Yes, instead of storing the dress, it will be useful one. C. No, is it gift from my parents? D. No, I will burn it. For number 5, the following materials can be reused except A. Woods, B. Paper, C. Aluminum cans, D. Paintbrush. We will answer this on our next video. So let's now have our summary of today's class. The 5 R's of waste management is the modern way of organizing garbage and waste materials. Reduce means to minimize waste. Reuse means to find another use for materials that have already been used or that have already served its purpose. Recycle means to use the material again in another way or for another purpose. Recover. Waste recovery involves getting materials or substances from garbage and having these processed then reused. And lastly, repair. Some materials are deemed useless because they are broken. To aid in waste management, have materials like these repaired instead of replacing them right away with new ones. And for your assignment, number 1, list at least 5 materials at home that you can reduce and reuse. Number 2, how do you reuse the following materials? 1, empty sack, 2, empty plastic bottle, 3, cartoon, 4, plastic wares. Before we end this lesson, let me give you a quote. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will sink it. That's it, class! Thank you for joining my class today. See you on my next video. Goodbye! I hope you enjoy watching our video for today. I hope you learn a lot from this video.